Hey guys, this is PrimEval. Welcome back to part 22 of my True Start Location huge Earth map Deity game as the Celts. So, where did we leave off? Let's see. The Iroquois have declared war on the Americans, and so I do want this to happen. I do want the North Americans to fight. My biggest worry, though, is Brazil, because well, the tech leader, they have a lot of land to themselves, and they only have one neighbor, the Incans. And most of the Incan cities are separated by this mountain range here. So Brazil is going to be scary, and there were some suggestions from the YouTube channel that when I get over to battleships, I should try to make a run on Rio, and that's definitely an option. But where we are right now is that more than half the world has declared war on us. And there are a few civs who can actually make good on that promise. So we did just fend off the initial push from Spain. Carthage is harassing us with these caravels, and Denmark is sending over these galleass, which, overall is not that scary. The biggest problem is we've lost trade partners and places to send our cargo ships safely. Alright, we're still at peace with the French and the Austrians, which is good. It'll leave us time to deal with Denmark. So let's swing over that way. Let's see. These guys do have range, and we've got a bunch of privateers that we need to beat up. So, let's do that. We also want to annex London before we put too much work into that castle. So, let's get all of our combat done first, because annexing London is going to cost us at least 5 happiness. I think we checked that last turn. Oh, now it's 6 happiness. So if we had some gold, we could maybe buy a Coliseum somewhere, but it looks like we are going to have to go unhappy. And actually, getting some of these crabs hook backed up would fix that as well, and we do have the fleet to protect that. So let's slot a workboat in front of that library. And we'll finish knocking down these privateers. These guys are starving out Edinburgh by blocking off our food tiles. This guy doesn't have range, so getting over here is not going to be too helpful. Let's see. Wait. Ah, yes, that's right. The Netherlands are going to be a problem for us here, because we don't have open borders. Let's pop over to here and hopefully pillage some of these next turn. That'll be enough gold for us to buy, if not a public school, then our happiness buildings. Alright, so these guys are going to go over to the privateers. Let's see, right over to here, and the Great Admiral along, and with this guy. Alright, this frigate's going to keep on exploring then, since we don't have a safe way to get around Argentina, which is under Brazilian control. So, let's explore the Antarctic coast. If we ever wanted a band of barbarians, we could send a missionary down here, but those guys are not going to be very useful for us. Later spawning barbarians, once everyone else has embarkation, I'm fairly certain have embarkation as well, so they wouldn't be trapped in Antarctica, but they're not going to be, even if we do send someone down there, it's not going to be terribly useful for us. take care of all those caravels, and that looks like the turn. Do I want to be unhappy? Yes, I think I'd rather spend that production on something that's actually going to work for me, so we'll annex London. That is going to chew into some of our science per turn because we got the rationalism opener in the last episode. We could work on the courthouse. It would balance out. It would cost us 4 gold per turn, but it would save us the gold from unhappiness. So let's work on the courthouse right now. Cancel that castle. Oops. And otherwise we're fine. Let's have a look at what our great works are looking like. Did we get anything else going? No. Alright, so that's all good. Let's have a look at the comments from YouTube. Clam Chowder 2010 says, if I wanted to avoid this mass Dao situation, I should have made peace with the English a while back. So pretty much as soon as we captured York, if we made peace with them and didn't declare war on anyone else, we might have been able to fade back into the background, not attract any warmongering hate from the AI, and be able to just sit down and get our science up, get our economy going. That's definitely possible. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it would have played out, but it was definitely a way we could have gone. And it might have been more effective, but this is what we're doing, so it's going to be a mix of combat and SimCity, and in either case, it's going to be a really long series, because whether or not we're fighting or not, the turn transitions are going to be super long. And I agree, not your average turn stop. It makes things more exciting. I hope you think so as well. Hey, Killer PGI or Killer Piggy, welcome to the stream, and thanks for the well wishes. Good luck with your exams. And people still feel like joining this whole mass DAO denouncement train. That's fine. Alright, war is breaking out in this world, and Denmark had quite a few privateers. We're going to need some more units around here to try to take care of that. And we almost lost that Great Admiral. We're going to want to make sure this guy's crowded out. We do have enough firepower here to take care of most of these privateers, so I'm not too worried. But do I want to move back slightly? If I could free up some money, say by pillaging these routes. Let's grab... I think we've got enough ships with range. Maybe I want to get this guy over to logistics as soon as possible. No, we'll do range. Range is really useful because the AI can't move and shoot. So this could potentially save us a bunch of damage if we get into a bunch of fights with other ranged naval units. So let's pillage that trade route. And do I want to sail over to deal with these guys? Yeah, the Goliaths are really not very scary. So let's start heading over this way. Meanwhile, this guy will want to move back slightly so that I can auto-pillage this route and go damage the undamaged Goliaths. Alright, so should I back off a little here? This guy probably needs to hide somewhere. Maybe he could hide back here. Or, yeah, this is still our territory. So let's hide back there. Pull back slightly. And is there something I can do to make me happy quickly? We could use our faith to purchase a mosque. That would get us 1 happiness. That's not going to do it for us. And these are Danish ski infantry. That's their unique unit. It does look a bit like the tertio icon. I'll agree there. Matter 0. Alright, let's just kill this guy here. And maybe we want to group up our frigates so there's less surface for us to be attacked by these privateers at. And we'll leave the Admiral here. I am a little bit worried about this guy. How much movement do the Danish privateers have? 6 movement, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. So this guy should be safe, unless he has some more galleass or maybe even a frigate tucked away somewhere. Okay, Portugal is coming down to make good on their declaration of war. I really don't want to leave my crab free to be pillaged. Let's see. Whoa. Okay, so Portugal is serious about their war. A bunch of nows, which I think we should be safe to approach with this small force. And do I want to risk losing a privateer here, or should I go and hide him? Gaining the now would be nice. Alright, fine, let's go. But it was no capture. Alright, so if I really wanted to save this privateer, I could use the Great Admiral, but I think that's just a lost privateer for us. Alright, so let's get in here and deal some more damage then. Four ships to 4 ships, and if I really want to protect the crab, we can just park the privateer on top of the fishing boats there. And it looks like we're coming up on Australia here, or maybe something, some oceanic landmass. Right, so that looks like everything. If I could become happy again, that would be good. But I don't see an easy way to make that happen. Alright, so hopefully our 2 fleets will survive this turn. We're losing gold, not as much gold as we were losing previously. We are 3 turns away from industrialization. So if I can get a bunch of money, I will rush by the factories. And we do need to trade. Did we already do the trade for coal? We'll need to trade. Do we even have a single civ that is friendly with us? Because that's going to be pretty important for us getting coal. Unless we're lucky enough to have coal somewhere in Britain. Historically, Britain does have coal, peat, etc. Is that right? Ethiopia is joining this party too? Okay, so, of all of the AIs who are... Oh no, Sweden, really? We were friends for so long. Alright, you'll pay for that in time. And that means that this... Ooh, that frigate barely survived. Indonesia's joining the war. Alright, so... last thing I need is for Austria to get in on this war too. And Matter Zero suggests building Ship of the Lines out of York and London. I think, given that all of these navies are showing up, and all of those declarations of war are more than just symbolic, we are going to need to shift over to start building out some Ship of the Lines. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. It looks like if we are going to be fighting this fight, we might not be able to protect the crab, so I might want to just abandon that fishing boat right now. The Netherlands are declaring war on us. Is this their only city? Alright, so, at least, so far we haven't lost any units. This frigate is definitely going to have to run home, or using the fleet repair right now would be a bit of a waste. It's nice to see the AI fighting though, so I'm at war with both of these guys. These nows fortunately had some other plan. They're heading towards maybe our capital, and so they haven't attacked our fleet here, which is really good. I'll take any unusual moves by the AI that I can get. And we will need to start picking off these land units once we take care of this now fleet. Hopefully I'll be able to capture a few of those. It'll be nice to bulk up our navy a little. And so where does this guy need to go? Can he get into the safety of a city? He can't. So maybe if we pull over here and then form a protective box around him, that's the best solution for it. Alright, so let's make that protective box first before we take our shots. One, two, three, four, five, six. We should be safe back there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this frigate should be safe. Well, the Scholius has how much movement? Only 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this frigate should be safe. And the next turn we'll go and hide him in Edinburgh. We'll have our privateer online, be able to do some more captures. And let's drop into here. Knock down this privateer a little more. Now, let's see. If I could get another pillage off, we could buy a courthouse in York. That would fix our unhappiness. Good suggestion. Not your average doorstop from our Twitch chat. Alright, let's swing back a little closer to Dublin here. And yeah, let's group our ships up. Well, just a little at least. And can we get a capture off here? No such luck. Alright, let's stop the privateer from getting surrounded. Can this guy run back home? No. I guess he'll go and protect the crab then. Heal there, and group up the admiral. Meanwhile, let's land the scout. Maybe he can heal up there and hide from that Korean privateer. Alright, and what do our scouts have to say? Hiawatha is plotting against Pakal. Share that. Intrigue. And Hiawatha has launched a sneak attack. And that means that we did establish surveillance. 37 turns, that's a little too long. Maybe Beijing then. Or we could go over to Brazil. I think it was still a very long textile time, but that does look like the most promising city. Let's check out Siam. The Inca have gone for order, Dublin has grown, and we can attack this Mongolian scout. Okay, so do I want to queue up a ship of the line? Yes, let's... 11 turns though, that's pretty rough. Alright, let's think about that. How about over in London? Do we have a little more production here? A ship of the line in 7. Let's get that going. And that looks like the turn. We'll leave the Admiral there. And I guess this frigate is a little trapped. Let's just have him take out some of these Goliaths before they can make too much more trouble. Alright, let's keep an eye on our fleets during the turn transition. FB10 over on... Oh no, really, Austria? Alright, I'll pay for that. So FB10 over on YouTube says, why or couldn't I make some gold trade routes over land between... Oh, wait. So he was suggesting that we pillage the trade routes that are going on here, and that would have been nice, and it was definitely something that I was considering doing. It's just I didn't have any land units to actually make that happen, and purchasing a land unit in Amsterdam would have been would have offset any money we could have made from pillaging those trade routes. Ilya Yalsinkaya suggests that the point I mentioned earlier about when we hit electronics, maybe we should go and hunt down the science leaders, take their cities. Definitely worth doing if we can get into a position where we're not desperately defending our homeland. And yes, so long Amsterdam indeed. It's too bad that you can't mix rush buying with completing production. So like every turn of production you put into a unit or a building decreases its rush buy cost. That would be really nice. That's something that I do enjoy in Endless Legend, where the turns of production you put into something reduce the rush buy cost, because I really would like to finish off that sea beggar. Alright, so everyone, both Austria and Denmark, are rushing to capture Amsterdam by the looks of it. Now over this way, we're lucky that Portugal is trying to maybe go for either Reykjavik or Edinburgh. They're totally bypassing our fleet here. We're not taking any damage there. And over here, since... Well, alright, let's deal damage to that artillery. The artillery could make trouble for our navy as well, so let's deal some damage there. Now as for this guy, can we get him into the safety of the city? Let's drop him into London. And then, I guess, take out the Danish privateers and then deal some damage to that artillery. Seems like the way to go. Alright, so that's what we want. Let's use the guy with naval promotions. Swing over to here. And this guy also has naval promotions. Swing over to here. Bring the Admiral in. And swing over to here. Looks like we're not going to be able to squeeze our way in to deal damage to that artillery because the embarked units are going to be in the way. Let's drop in over here. Deal that damage. That takes care of the privateers. We could park right over here and take one shot at the artillery. Alright, this privateer is done. Although I killed all the privateers that I was planning to steal. He wouldn't have been able to make it over to this turn anyways, so that's fine. Let's see. Suppose we could just go deal damage to that trireme. Better than nothing. And we are taking a little damage on this frigate. Let's just kill this Galleass. Alright, so this workboat is done. I think we are safe getting this online. Which we'll do next turn. We're happy again. Perhaps we were sending some luxuries to Maria Theresa, and that's where that happiness came from. Or did we finish production of a happiness building somewhere? No matter. We're happy. I'll take that. And we'll leave the Admiral there, yes. Alright, so keep on knocking down these nows. Swing over to here. Sure, let's do that. And bring the Admiral along. Alright, can we get a capture off? Excellent, so we've got a now. They are a little weaker than privateers, and they don't have prize ships, so not terribly useful, but another ship is definitely welcome here. Fortify there, and we'll let this guy fortify until healed. Do I want to take a shot at the Babylonians? We're not at war with the Aztecs yet. They are guarded towards us. Shaka is still friendly with us, and he does have coal, so he might be a good choice to go to if we want to get our factories online. We do want to be keeping an eye out for naval trade routes that we can pillage. We've pillaged at least 2 trade routes from Denmark. But that looks fine. Matter0 asks if you are not Portugal, can you still use their exotic cargo special ability? I don't know, that's not something I've ever tested. I suppose if this now hasn't used their exotic cargo ability, we can see if it'll work in maybe over in Canterbury. And while we're there, we can also see if there are any English cargo routes that we can pillage. I wouldn't mind declaring war on them again. Alright, so that's the turn. Let's see if we lose, how quickly it takes for Amsterdam to fall here. If it can survive 6 turns to kick out that sea vigor, I'll be quite pleased, but that seems highly unlikely. Spain's back with another land army, an army of pikemen. Not really the scariest thing I've ever seen. Oh, there's Japan joining the party. Ru Sengjun asks how we're at war with everyone except for Shaka. Well, I would say that since we don't have any borders with Shaka, he has no reason to be angry with us. He's generally happy, or at least pretends to be happy with everyone he's not at war with, and I think he's also probably at war with much of the world as well, or at least his neighbors. Alright, Germany and Greece have made peace. Processing America's turn. Their caravel attacked my recently acquired now. And Amsterdam is going to fall next turn. Okay, well, so long as Maria has an actual capture unit, which she doesn't appear to. Wait, actually she does. What's this right here? It is a rifleman. Alright, so maybe we could keep Amsterdam for one more turn. We are gaining decent science, decent gold off of it, so we'll go fire down on that artillery, see if we can kill the rifleman. And that now destroyed Arnau. Over here, and it looks like the embarked Portuguese units are heading towards Dublin. So we'll go and shoot them down as well. Alright, with that courthouse done, we're making plenty of money. We've got plenty of happiness, but now we're losing insane amounts of money. And why is that exactly? Minus 77 per turn. Amsterdam, I guess we were getting some money from Amsterdam, and those tiles have now been stepped on. Interestingly, France has been sending a trade route to Amsterdam, which we're going to lose out on as well. We do have our own source of coal, and that's already hooked up over in Amsterdam, but we're going to lose that soon. We've got coal over in Edinburgh as well. Okay, so we've got plenty of coal. We've got coal covered very easily, and that means this guy can probably go and convert that to a mine. Okay, let's see, 22, 13. I guess the main thing here is to kill that rifle if I want to hang on to Amsterdam for a little longer. Okay, we'll move all of the guys with bonus towards land into position, deal damage there. And then this last unit, suppose you deal damage here. Kill here. We could toss down the fishing boats, but don't think that's actually going to be very helpful for me, since we are happy we don't have anyone to sell that crab to. Okay, do I want the insta-heal? Let's grab boarding party. See if we can capture ourselves another now. There we go. And these guys will have to start shooting down these units. And maybe we can capture another caravel. Decisive victory, okay, that's taken care of. And then our newly captured caravels can go beat up these embarked units next turn. Alright, let's get another promotion here. And is there something that's worth capturing more than this trireme? Can I get over to this? No, not. Well, maybe if I destroy that. Oh, yeah, that was a misclick. I guess we'll just go capture this trireme then. What I meant to do was bombard the trireme so that the privateer could get around and attack that galleass, but instead I moved the privateer. So let's just capture ourselves a trireme. deal some damage there. And I suppose we really should start working on factories. We've just met Melbourne. A privateer there. Are we at war with them? No, we're not. Amsterdam is starving. Amsterdam is making us 40 science per turn. So it's definitely going to hurt to lose this guy. And we're not going to be able to make peace with Amsterdam or with Austria anytime soon. City connection broken. Discovered industrialization. Now working on chemistry. Alright, so over in Dublin, do we want to start work on a factory? Not if it's going to take us 19 turns. Alright, let's go work on a privateer then. And that looks like everything there. Alright, Bismarck. Germany's still alive, apparently. I don't know where their last city is, but they're on 2 cities. Okay, not bad. And they're going to be happy to give us gold per turn for truffles. Alright, well, I'll happily accept that. This minus 81 gold per turn is terrible. I'm still not sure how that got so bad so quickly. Was Austria paying us a bunch of lump sum gold for something? Ah, yes, that's right. We did notice these 2 German cities right here. This is what Germany's been reduced to. Well, it's nice to have trading partners, people who will pay us something for our luxuries. And I guess if that's the case, we could get the crab online and sell them our crab for the tiniest bit of gold per turn. Lost gold from lost city connections. Alright, so we definitely need to clear out all of these naval units that are blocking off our coastal trade routes. I think both London and York are connected to Edinburgh by harbours. Let's double check that when the turn rolls over. And they do have a road between them, so as long as one of them has a harbour accessible, we'll be okay. Meanwhile, the Portuguese army is finally disembarking, ready to do their sneak attack on Dublin. And that fleet of naus did do a decent job at protecting their embarked army. They did manage to land 1 cannon. Amsterdam's been captured. Alright, so Austria softened that up, and then Denmark came and captured Amsterdam. And that's actually the best scenario here, because I'm not going to have a problem dealing with Denmark, but I might have a problem dealing with Austria. Plus, Austria is number 2 on score. I'd rather these cities go to someone else. Okay, so no damage here. Do I have any other ships I need to target? And which cities do... Okay, so we've re-established a city connection with York and London. That has improved our gold per turn slightly. We've spawned... okay, well, we should have been working these science slots for 1. Well, actually, does that get us more science? It does, slightly, and great scientist points. Alright, so I'm kind of annoyed that I let that great merchant spawn. What can I have him do instead? I guess we could perform a trade mission with someone. I suppose we could drop him on this farm. Are we using that farm? We are. Okay, if I dropped him over here, that gets me 5 gold per turn. Fine, let's use him right away. Customs house up. And let's clear this up. Over to here, protect the crab. Let's get the crab hooked up, and then we'll see if Germany, or maybe even Shaka. Let's see, is anyone at all interested in our crab? Shaka is, and the Maya are. Alright, let's help Shaka out since he's such a friendly guy.
Bayete.
And maybe he'd swap Jade for Crab. Well, actually, the gold per turn is probably more important here. Let's see. Will he give me 7? Is he actually friendly with us? He is. Awesome. Alright, so that shaves off a little more of our negative gold per turn. And we'll just use these guys. To take down the ship here. And looks like we'll need to... I guess it is going to be a little embarrassing if this frigate gets killed by Goliath, but there's much we can do about that. Alright, should I capture another trireme? No, that would just be a bit of a waste. Let's group our frigates back up, take down that cannon, and bring the privateer back to our territory to heal. Alright, so we could work on retaking Amsterdam. I guess we should stop these embarked units from making too much trouble. Okay, fine. We'll come back for Amsterdam later. PrimEvalCIV suggests seeing if we can sell some coal to Shaka. He did have 5 excess coal, so I don't know if he'd go for that, but it's definitely worth checking. And let's embark here, kill that pikeman. Alright, so we found Australia. It doesn't look like too many people have settled on it yet. At least not on the bit of coastline that we spotted so far. Let's go and drop some triremes in the way here. And as for this guy... suppose we could just go and attack that pikeman. That'll be fine. Great Admiral can wait there. Alright, Shaka, do you want coal?
Bayete.
Okay, so he is willing to pay us something. Let's see. If I sold them one at a time... he is definitely willing to pay us 2 gold. Return for 1 coal, as long as I sell them in 1-piece increments. Alright, let's see, how much of a thirst for coal does Shaka have? I mean, he could make good use of them, build out some ironclads or something like that. So I really want to fix my gold per turn problem. That's why I'm going through this slightly tedious micro of selling them one at a time. If I sold them in multiples, he wouldn't give me as good of a deal. I think he values them at like 1.5 gold per turn each. If I sell them one at a time, he's willing to round up to the 2. Alright, but we do want to keep enough coal around. 5 coal, that's probably enough for the... well, at most we'll need 3 factories, so let's sell 1 more coal. Alright, so that's everything. We're now only at minus 26 gold per turn, so that's drastically improved. Do we have any excess luxuries? We have lots of excess happiness, so if we wanted, we could sell our crab elsewhere. Let's see. Maybe the Maya, they're guarded. If we sold them crab... let's see, would he take 7 gold per turn? Alright, let's sell the crab there. So now we're only at minus 19 gold per turn, which is a dramatic improvement. Let's see, plus 14 happiness, no excess crab. I think I'm happy with where we are now. All of our cities are growing nicely. Alright, so, looking a little less bleak compared to where we were a turn ago. Not your average doorstop. You know it's tough times when Shaka is your best bro. And Nerby 98 started their own 43 Civ game with only domination victory on. Magino says that's going to take him or her forever. But Nerby has vacation next week. So that should be an interesting mission. That really is going to take forever. So these turn times are only going to get longer, and I am going to see if switching over to strategic view will help us out here. So let's do that right now. Let's make sure all of our fleet is within vision range. We'll switch that over to strategic view, hit next, and see if this speeds things along. If this will speed things along a little bit. It does seem to be helping. Maybe? Alright, so Spain is starting to embark some more units there. A tertio, a cannon, and a pikeman. It doesn't look like Austria has open borders with Denmark. So that should protect me from Austria's main army for a little while. Egypt has already built the Statue of Liberty. Meanwhile, we're still working on chemistry. 4 turns on that. We'll want to go and take a look at the demographics screen once the turn rolls over. Alright, so looks like our fleet hasn't taken any more damage. That's good. And we can go work on retaking Amsterdam, but then Austria would just come back in and take that, I think. I might want to attack Cologne, and I'd actually give that back to Germany, and then maybe Germany could set up some trade routes to me. That would be nice. Alright, so I think going into strategic mode there did help the turn time a little, It certainly didn't make it fast, but it did. It felt like that was a little quicker. Let's switch out of strategic mode. And what are we going to do here? Matter Zero asks if I'm still interested in doing multiplayer matches with my followers and YouTube subscribers. The answer is yes, and I think what we're going to do is try to organize that after this Deity series finishes, and then we'll play it in chunks. So, Matter Zero and Not Your Average Doorstop, since you're always here waiting for me in the morning, you also get first dibs in the subscriber-follower game. If you want to join in on that. I don't know exactly when that's going to start, and I don't know when this series is going to finish. It seems like we're able to polish off maybe 6 turns every day with an hour of play. So even if we do lose, that's going to be at least another week of this series. Okay, so who do I want to attack next? Well, we'll want to take care of this embarked army, and then we'll go for Cologne and then Amsterdam. And then maybe finish off the Netherlands here. They're not okay. London here currently is being blockaded, so we'll want to take care of that quickly. Let's do that right now. Which of these guys don't have range? They all have range. Swing down to here. We'll make the guy with land targeting get a little closer. Shoot that cannon. And then we should probably kill that tertio before he lands. Does that mean using this frigate? And these guys can go and... Are we going to be in position to deal damage to this cannon? Yes, we'll do that. And this guy's still in resistance, so that's going to be safe for us to swing over here, deal damage to that crossbow. Meanwhile, these guys, let's grab a boarding party, and then we'll just hang out here. And this guy can go scouting. Right. Alright, let's go and attack that trireme. Kill that, make sure they don't blockade any of Edinburgh's tiles. This guy desperately needs to heal up. Let's bring him down over here. And we'll keep on exploring. Alright, so I do want to keep on sending food to Edinburgh. Growing London wouldn't be a bad idea either. Does London have a granary? It doesn't, so we're not going to be able to send food from there. I suppose then, for now, we'll just send food over to London. Does London have an aqueduct? It doesn't. Whereas York should have an aqueduct. Yes, it does. Alright, so we'll send food to York, get York growing. Food to York. And then Edinburgh. Perhaps I'd rather have this guy. Let's get to work on an ironworks or a factory. Factory is going to get us +4 and 10%, whereas the ironworks is +8. So the ironworks is going to be more production for us here. Let's cancel out the caravan for now, since I don't have a granary in London. We'll queue up a granary after that ship of the line. Meanwhile, these guys can go and attack Nottingham. Do any of these guys have range? This guy does. We are at war. Okay, well, we'll capture that Spanish privateer first. First of all, are we within range to do that? We are. So, if we sent these frigates down, and maybe with the Admiral to back things up. Alright, how much movement do I have left on this guy? 1, 2... Okay, so he can attack the Galeas. I don't actually want to kill the privateer. I Not enough? Alright, fine. We'll kill the privateer. This guy will keep on healing. And we'll go finish off that privateer. That's fine. This guy... Extra strength versus naval units. Fine, we'll take that. Are we at war with the Ottomans too? Looks like we are. So should I just go deal damage, or should these guys go and hide? Alright, we'll let these guys go and protect the crab. Or maybe we should use them as a distraction to protect this privateer. Alright, let's do that. The zone of control should protect this crab for now. Heal, and let's see. Alright, so we do have the sell exotic goods option here. So if we wanted to divert this guy, I wonder if we could sell them to neighbors who we're currently at war with. That is interesting. We'll also head over to England, over to Canterbury, see if we've got, if we can go declare war again. The world already hates us. What's another declaration of war? And pillage some trade routes there. And we'll definitely go and grab the Spanish trade route as well. Alright, so city connections established. We're now only at minus 14 gold. This is good. If we want to get our city connection with, do we have a harbor here? We do not. Let's queue that up next. And then we'll go and try to free up a connection with Iceland. Alright, so the library is done. Got plenty of happiness. We're not going to worry about the courthouse for now. Let's get our culture going so we can finally unlock another step in rationalism. That's 20 turns away. Our culture per turn is definitely not where we need it to be. And we've established surveillance. Siam is planning a sneak attack against Arabia, but we're at war with Arabia, so we can't give them that intel. What's the textile time on that? 61 turns. Alright, let's see. Perhaps we'll go and check out China then. Have a look at Beijing. Alright, and do I want to replace the farm with a mine? I'm not currently using the farm. It would get me on the balance. It's trading 1 food for 2 production, and we can also sell the coal, so let's get that hooked up. But did I want to switch over to strategic view? Too late. Shaka has declared war on Washington. More embarked Spanish units. Not Your Average Doorstop asks, what sort of skill level am I accepting for our multiplayer game with followers, subscribers? Well, first of all, single player and multiplayer are 2 very different beasts. So comparing your single player play level isn't necessarily too indicative of how you'll fare in a multiplayer game. If it's your first multiplayer game, things will probably go a little rough for you. But my main concern is that we have a good connection internet-wise, so that we don't have a lot of lag, because lag in multiplayer, since the turns are simultaneous, can be quite frustrating. So I'll probably do a test stream with interested parties, and we'll see if lag is a problem. If it's fine, then we'll either keep on playing with that game or start a new game if some people are doing really poorly. But let's see, let's deal with Alexander first. He's got some disagreements with Napoleon. I don't know. We don't really have any interest in that. Keep that going. Hey Morris3341, welcome to the stream. I'm doing well today. We've got a nice sunny morning here in Toronto. But this will be the last turn for today's stream. For those of you new to the stream, I am streaming this Deity 43 Civ series every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, we haven't lost any units, so that's good. We'll just go take care of the embarked Spanish units, maybe get set up to liberate Cologne and pillage, or at least get set up to pillage. I don't know if I want to sit within range of these city bombards to attack Nottingham, and then we've got all of these delicious Spanish and Portuguese cities to concentrate our forces on, since they had the audacity to declare war on us. Alright, so we've got big plans for the next episode. Let's quickly go and take care of these guys. Some damage there. I could use a few more ships with range to go and work on Nottingham, so maybe we'll wait on the whole attacking Cologne plan. And meanwhile, this guy will heal up where he is. No damage there. And let's see. No one with range. We could just take a look at what's happening here. If we parked ourselves right here, we would be in a good position to pillage this trade route and out of range of these cannons. So let's do that. Park ourselves right here. Deal damage there. And we'll get it over here. Bring the Admiral in. Actually, let's swap this guy out so he actually has someone to shoot. Swing over here, deal damage, and start knocking down Nottingham. We are at war with Japan, so let's get away from that army of Galeas, and let's have another look at. Let's see. This is New Zealand here. It looks like it's uncolonized, and we'll heal up here most likely. Get over to full strength, and yes, let's keep knocking these guys down. Take down that Galeas. And we'll keep these guys grouped up. Alright, so that's most of the embarked units taken care of. This privateer will heal. And this guy should probably go somewhere to heal as well. Let's see. Sit on top of this crab. Heal there. And for extra safety, we'll move the Admiral there. Alright, so that's the turn. And we'll roll the turn over as we close up the stream. So that's everything taken care of. Flip, well, we'll use the animations. Okay, so that's the end of today's stream. Thank you all for joining me. Meta Zero, I'm not sure exactly what my plan for the multiplayer game will be. If every day is going to be a little too much, we could easily cut that back to 3 days a week or something like that. I certainly don't have a clear plan or idea of exactly what I want to do with that. It would depend on what each of the players wants to do. So we'll try to get that organized maybe later this week or sometime next week. And Morris asked if I'd rather play Roller Coaster Tycoon when it comes out. Is there a new Roller Coaster Tycoon coming out? I enjoyed playing that a whole bunch when I was a kid. I definitely got pretty absorbed in one of the Roller Coaster Tycoons. I think it was the Roller Coaster Tycoon that came free with a bunch of breakfast cereals, which was a great promotion, by the way. And I really liked it. I got really into it until I realized that in order to make my parks run well, I had to manually assign all of my groundskeepers, maintenance people, to mop up barf. So I was basically spending a good chunk of my playtime manually assigning these guys to go and pick up barf. And that sort of broke the game for me. I was like, well, is this actually, am I actually having fun here? Or am I essentially doing a minimum wage job or doing what I would do at my job at the theater, which is sweep up popcorn and the occasional barf. So that was the end of my Roller Coaster Tycoon love affair in early high school. But yeah, it was a fun game. If there is a new Roller Coaster Tycoon game coming out, I might check that out, but I really don't know. Apparently it's coming out in mid-2015, so I can go check that out. But yeah, it was a fun game, barf and all.